Facebook today about gut health, and we were talking about probiotics, which made me think about sauerkraut. And I was in need of a new batch, so I thought I would show you guys how I do my sauerkraut. So this is 2 really large heads of cabbage shredded, and you can shred it by hand or you can shred it in the food processor. And then I like to use real salt. So this is the good mineral salt. You can use Celtic salt, but I prefer the real salt for this. And I'm gonna sprinkle probably 3 tablespoons per head of cabbage. So that's gonna look like 6 tablespoons total. It seems like a lot of salt, I know, but it's not really. And then we're gonna massage this in to the sauerkraut. And so go ahead and just massage it in really good to your cabbage, and you can taste it, and if you want it to taste fairly salty, because it really does. The salt level kind of decreases as the fermentation process happens. Sorry, there's a loud toddler in the background. All right, so now that I've gotten it all massaged in, I'm actually gonna let this sit in the bowl for at least 20 minutes to an hour. And you'll notice when you come back that a lot of water has come out of the cabbage, and that's what we want. So I'll be back in about 20 minutes for the next step. All right, so my cabbage has been sitting, and it's real juicy and watery and wet. And so I'm just gonna get a big jar and really pack it on in here. This can be a little time consuming, but I like to, if you have a big spoon, you can use that. In these wide mouth jars, I can fit my hand in. So I just press down with my fist. Just make sure your hands are super clean before you do this. So you just are gonna fill and press until you've got just a little bit of space at the top. As I'm squishing, the water is coming up. You want to make sure there's lots of water. Some cabbage has more water content than others. So if you get to the end and there's not enough water, hold on, I'm going to do this one, you're going to do that, jar. Then you can add a little bit of brine solution, which is just 2 tablespoons of salt to 2 cups of water. Let it dissolve, and then you can fill it up to make sure, you want to make sure that your sauerkraut is completely submerged in liquid. So another trick that we do so that the cabbage doesn't float up on top. Hold on. So I've reserved the outer leaves. I washed them and I have reserved those to stick in here. And I'm going to press these in and push them down. Honey, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to push these leaves in. And that's going to hold down all the little pieces of cabbage. So that looks pretty good. And then I got these little nifty lids on Amazon, Nourished Essentials. And these are little fermenting lids. And that just goes on, and you give it a couple pulls of this to suck all the air out.
And you don't put it here, you put that lid there.
Right.
So you can see this little, it's not as high as this.
And this is just gonna go in my cupboard.
And you can see this part has the orange. This one is the
Can you say something specific for me?
Like what?
Can you say that this is gonna go in the cupboard for a couple of weeks?
Okay. This is gonna go in the cupboard for a couple of weeks, and after those weeks, we can taste it and see how it tastes like, and when you taste it, it'll just be like your best friend.
Your best friend sauerkraut with tons of good gut probiotics.
Yep.
So what you'll want to do is watch the water level, and if some evaporates, just fill it up with that brine solution.
And you can get these.
So if it's hot out, your sauerkraut's going to go a lot faster than it would if it's cold out. So in the summer, my sauerkraut only takes like 8 days. In the winter, it takes at least 14, sometimes longer. So you just want to watch it and taste it, and keep that brine level up, and
So this is
enjoy.
Like when you
Super simple.
Start. How you start. So I'm making the sauerkraut. You can see my mother already made some. I know you make it tired. But this is what I looked like. So what I have to do is watch me. I press harder with my nipples. And you can see all that fuzz until it gets, all that like fuzziness gets to my like finger bones. And when it gets to there, it'll really press. It'll really get like more of the thing. Yep, you can see this little cute boy right here. A little cute boy. Yep, so. So what you do is you let it sit for 10 days, yeah, 10 days. And so, see, it's air. So I hope you all have fun making your own cabbage and post it on Facebook. So we're gonna call it a day. It looks like we're gonna call it a day for you guys. So let's see.